I didn't plan on coming on today, but I just couldn't resist sharing this beautiful spot with you. I'll give you a little glimpse here. There's something so beautiful, healing, natural, restorative about being out in the beauty of nature, about being out in the depth of the stillness, the depth of the silence, the depth of the vastness, the depth of the spaciousness that reminds us who and what we truly are, who and what we truly are, who we are. And it reminds us also that everything in the world of form is temporary. Everything in the world of form is temporary and changing. So we came out here a couple days ago, and the ice, this lake was full of ice. And each day we come out, the ice is melting more and more. And it just reminds me that, things that we think are stuck or things that we think are frozen or rigid will eventually melt and open and flow and move. Everything that seems rigid, that seems impermeable, that seems stuck, that seems closed down, that seems like it's at an impasse, is temporary, It's temporary. And we're in a universe where everything is interconnected and interrelated, and everything is in a state of motion and movement. Everything in the relative world is in a state of motion and movement, being moved by a unified intelligence. And so I just want to show you this lake. Wow, look at this. And the energy is so powerful, to just sit by and feel these truths that are available for us all the time, that are present to us all the time. So everything is moving and everything is flowing. So you see this tree right here. This tree is a tree that obviously has fallen over and is dying, and there's new life that's growing out of it, and also makes a beautiful picture, by the way. So everything that's so-called dead is really, there's no such thing as even death out here. There's just this constant movement of forms changing into forms, changing into new forms, changing into new forms, changing into new forms. I'm in Pennsylvania. I'm like, this place is called Marsh. So this is actually just a couple miles up behind the house, up the hill from where I grew up. So this place has been a great inspiration to me at many times in my life, and it's beautiful to return to it today. So there's this continuous flow. Every ending is a new beginning. Every beginning is an ending. That's easy to forget when we're just stuck around concrete. Which really means when we're stuck in our minds, because what we've created in the urban world is created by our own minds. But what's out here, it transcends the mind. It wasn't created by the human mind. It was created by a higher intelligence. It wasn't created by the ego. It was created by a higher intelligence. So everything is continuously moving and changing and shifting in the world of form. And then in the absolute essence, there's the unchanging. There's the unchanging essence of who and what we truly are. And that's where when we recognize and realize that ground of being, which all these spiritual teachings and truths have pointed to. We ground here. And anchor here without identification and attachment to the ever-changing world of form, which is all the expression of the one divine infinite light. Right, Karen? So that's it, I think. Just wanted to share this moment with you because it's such a beautiful moment. Maybe we can just sit in silence here for a moment and then take the energy forward with us, and I'll be back on the Secret Glow tomorrow at 12 p.m. What's beautiful here is also, I'm really appreciating this energy of, I'm not appreciating this motorboat that's passing. I am appreciating it, but it's making it a little difficult for me to convey this message to you. The way the earth is still has, the trees are barren, so there's this kind of stark open energy combined with this kind of warm sultry air today that's really unique to the very, very, very first touches of spring, you know. And it's obviously not spring yet, but that energy of like when spring is just about to kind of peek in, but it's still that sense of winter. It's a very unique energy that I'm really appreciating. It's like this stark, barren, brown landscape that feels warm and sultry, and that contrast, that mix of the two, is really, really rich. And you only get it this time of year, you know, this kind of end of February, beginning of March. And every season, every part of the season, every kind of phase has its own unique beauty, you know, that we can appreciate. But we can't appreciate it if we're wishing it was something else, or wishing we were at a different time of the year. Thank you all for being here. See you in the next now.